Welcome to the M&F Cigars. I'm Fergie.
I am Mikey.
And today we're smoking the Camacho Nicaraguan. So, this is a 7x56 ring gauge cigar. It's going to be a big long smoke.
It is a big one.
Looking forward to it. I've had this in the past. It's been a while.
I have not.
This cigar has the same wrapper as the Camacho Ecuador that we did last week.
Yep.
By that I mean it's got an Ecuador Habano wrapper with a Habano Honduran binder, two separate things. And then it's got a Dominican, Honduran, and Nicaraguan filler. So really a nice little bouquet of a little bit of everything.
Yep, and the profile is supposedly medium to full body, so we'll see how that stacks up. And you know what's actually really coincidental is we decided to do this. Well, actually, he decided to do the Camacho series for 5 cigars straight, five weeks in a row, like the little post I made on our story. And it just so happens that our local cigar shop was having a deal on Camachos that I happened to pick right up because I figured why not. An assortment of 20 of any type of Camachos you want. You just have to pick and choose. Which also came with a little tiny humidor traveler, which is over there, a Camacho cutter, just a straight cut, which is kind
of irritating.
It kind of drags a little bit, so he's gonna test it out and hopefully doesn't fuck up his cigar. And this really nice Camacho triple burner lighter that opens right from the middle. I'm excited to try this bad boy out.
That is probably the best piece of it all.
Yep.
Between that and that traveling humidor.
So I don't think there's anything else to do but get it cut in the light.
Yeah. So they say this cigar is supposed to have flavors of like a sweet, spicy, oak, pepper, some dried fruit, cinnamon. Off the smell in the foot, I can get that oak a little bit. Pray for me.
There are some thick leaves in there, boy. I'll tell you what. Let's see if the straight cut did me justice this time.
Well, it cut.
The airflow's all right. It's not bad. Definitely not as good as the Ecuadorian.
Yeah, a little bit tighter draw.
But we'll see. Nice light. Very nice. Gonna wait for Fergie for a second. Take a few more puffs and give my first impressions on it before we move on down to getting the first third smoked. Let's see what it is.
Three cigars, or three.
Definitely not bad. Getting that spicy black pepper right off the bat. Not getting any sweet yet.
Yep.
Not picking up any of the cinnamon. I expect that we're going to get the cinnamon probably about midway through.
That's what I'm thinking.
Smells good. So, man, these Camachos so far seem like they've got a very, very aromatic
aroma to them.
Yeah, it's just got a great aroma to them. You know, there's some cigars out there that they just don't smell good.
You smoking next to the girlfriend or your wife, and she's telling you, get away.
Yep. This bad boy, I could smell this all day. What are your first impressions off the first few puffs?
I'm definitely getting that pepper. Maybe a little bit of that oak.
That pepper is strong right off the bat.
Spicy.
What are you thinking? Get down the first third and get back to them?
Yeah, I might be picking up a little dried fruit, I think, off the light, but hard to tell. So we'll smoke down to the first third, and we'll get right back with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. We are done with the first third. And Mikey, what are your thoughts?
So I wasn't too happy about the start because it came off a little bit more peppery, spicy than I would have liked it to. But I'd say it's evening out pretty good. So for the first third, I'd say the strongest notes. Let me get a puff real quick just to reassure myself. But
Well, I was doing that same thing. The first, right at the light, the punch that you get with the spice and the pepper was kind of overwhelming to begin with. Thankfully, that went away.
So I'm going to make a wild assumption here and say that the Camacho series all the way through is probably going to be very smooth, very creamy. I've gotten that with the Ecuadorian specifically. That was extremely smooth. Same thing with the Nicaraguan here. Getting a little bit of oak. I'm getting a little bit of the same creamy floral taste that I was getting from the Ecuadorian. And probably the last big thing I would say is just a tiny bit of leather.
So like Mikey said, I'm getting that leather taste. I got like that dried fruit they mentioned earlier. That might be the floral notes that he's talking about. That's coming in and out as it goes for me. Oak. That sweetness from that dried fruit, floral.
Yeah, also, the construction seems not too bad. I mean, it's like I can grab this bad boy right here. It's not
That's
hot.
good.
It's not getting too hot. Fairly even burn. And actually, Fergie, between things, had to remind me to smoke it because I let it sit for like 5 minutes. It didn't go out. So I was pretty surprised about that. I don't really have anything to add for the first third. I'm hoping that it stays at least consistent. But I doubt that's going to be the case with this one.
You never know. You're looking at probably about $11 a stick right now for these cigars
Really?
at your local shop.
Definitely not bad for the size of this bad boy. It's 7
7x56.
Yeah, 7 with the 56 gauge.
Churchill.
All right. Well, is it 56 or 58?
It's 56.
Okay. All right.
Fun fact: if you don't know what the ring gauge of your cigar is, take a tape measure, measure in inches, whatever that number is you get, divide it by 1/64th, and that'll give you what your ring gauge is. Something I learned the other day.
So, all right. You got anything else to add before we move on to the second third?
I'm good.
All right. We'll see you guys then. All right. We are done with the second third of this Camacho Nicaraguan. And I'll let Fergie take it first.
Still very light, creamy cigar. Leathery, floral. We're getting kind of sweet in my opinion.
It is getting to about the sweet. I'm getting a little bit more sweet than I am the first third. How do you think it goes so far up against the Ecuadorian?
Ecuadorian, I think, is definitely better.
The Ecuadorian is a bit better, but I think that's just because I'm also personally, like I said in the Ecuadorian review, I'm more of a fan of just a simple cigar that is kind of just consistent all the way through. This one is a lot more complex.
No, this one's it's consistent, but it's a complex consistent.
Yeah.
One thing about this cigar that I'm not liking right now is how strong the leather notes have been.
Yeah.
In my mind, kind of blandish.
It is a bit bland.
But I mean, it's still very complex, and it keeps you thinking. You're not just sitting there puffing on your cigar and mindlessly smoking.
What I think it is it might be too complex for my palate because I'm not used to the complexity.
I can see that.
In cigars like that. I wouldn't necessarily say it's bland, but that it's a little bit more complex than my palate's used to.
Yeah.
Not to say it's a bad cigar.
No,
by any means.
no, this is definitely already, we're only halfway through.
Better than that Royale for sure. That that Royale was awful. But so far for my second Camacho experience, I can't really complain. I mean, I doubt you're going to get any cigar really that's created by Davidoff that's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So
I'd be surprised.
Yeah. I don't really have anything to add to the second third.
We'll smoke down to the final third, and we'll get back at you guys.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back with the third. And I guess the notes of it kind of got leathery, kind of got a little lame.
Yeah. Kind of teetered out right in the middle of I guess, the last third. Not like the Ecuadorian. That bad boy was good down to like the nub.
Yeah, that was a classic. That was good.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I don't want to say them, I guess, so let's get into the ratings, and then we'll say them there.
Okay, fair enough.
So, first, what do you think about the construction of it?
So, like we've said multiple times before, it's going to be out of 30 points, 3 sections, 10 points apiece. First part, it's construction. Not bad at all. Decent airflow, not as good as the Ecuadorian, but it wasn't bad at all. The wrapper was nice. I didn't get any flaking. I did have a little bit of a time with an uneven burn. There was one part of it that just didn't want to burn evenly with the rest. I didn't have to relight it. I'd give the construction probably about a 7 or 8. Actually, I'm going to go with 8.
I'm going to give it a 6.
Really? Right off the bat?
I had the same thing Michael was saying, and I don't know, it kind of made me sad. I had it to where it was just, for some reason, for most of the second third, I had to keep relighting one section of it because it just wouldn't burn. And that kind of, it went away, thankfully, which is why I'm only giving it a 6. But it was not impressive there.
Fair enough.
But the construction of it was, tightly packed, well constructed, good cap, decent airflow. It was just that one little aspect of it really
hit for you?
It really overshined the goodness of the construction.
Yeah, it really kind of put a damper on things.
What do you think of the flavor profile?
I'm going to have to give that one about a 6. It was good for the first 2/3. Consistent. And then as soon as you hit about right here.
The second third, halfway through.
Yeah, it kind of went out. I just started getting kind of the bland ash taste. They were saying that you get some cinnamon, some chocolate, some molasses. I didn't get any of that.
I didn't. I'm going to have to give it a 6 as well.
Yeah.
Just because it was just an overpowering flavor of leather.
Yeah.
I felt like I was licking a boot.
Yeah, the leather was very strong. And so were the black pepper notes throughout it. And I'm not...
See, the black pepper didn't have but for the beginning. Right off the light.
I had it down about halfway through. And I don't mind some black pepper, but it was a bit strong for me. And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of leather. So, yeah, 6s. So what do you think of the experience? You know, how was everything else?
Overall, I'm probably going to give it a 7.
A 7? I think I'm going to give it about I'm going to be very generous and give it an 8. Mainly because what I thought was really unique about this cigar was the aroma. Even though the smoke itself and the flavor profile wasn't the best, the aroma was fantastic. You know, I didn't taste any of the molasses or the chocolate, but I got that from the smell, which was very weird. You know, the aroma was great. We said
you would have expected you would have got a flavor with the aroma.
Yeah, which was very weird because, like we said a couple times when we weren't filming, the smell of this cigar is fantastic.
Kind of like the Ecuadorian. It's just a very aromatic cigar.
Yeah, it's almost more like you're smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
But I'd say 7's probably about safe.
Yeah. So overall, I'm giving a 19 out of 30.
Mine's what, about a 20 out of 30?
Yeah. So, not my...
Definitely
I would try it again to give it a second chance. I would try it in their... I'm trying to think. They have a smaller size. It's either Robusto or a Toro. I can't remember off the top of my head what size it is, but I would try it in that. Maybe it's because it's in the Churchill, the 7x56.
It is a bigger cigar than what I would like. I'm not a huge fan of the gauge size either. I prefer more of a 54. Yep. But I would definitely prefer the Ecuadorian over this Nicaraguan for sure.
As of right now, yeah. I will be willing to give it a second shot.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes against the other 3 that we're going to be doing.
Yep.
But, yeah, so probably around a soft, like 20 out of 30, I'd say. But you guys are obviously more than welcome to try it and tell us what you know in the comments about it. If you guys liked it, if you don't agree with us, if you agree with us. The next 3 we're going to be doing is going to be the Triple Maduro, which I'm really looking forward to. That's like their best seller.
The Connecticut.
The Connecticut, which I'm looking forward to. And the next one would be what?
The Corojo, right?
No, the broadleaf.
The broadleaf.
Yep. The broadleaf. Or the Corojo, either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll cross that when it comes.
Or we do them both.
Or we do them both. But I don't really have anything else to add, do you?
That's about it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Let us know if you have something, a brand you want us to try, or specific of the Camacho, or specific of any cigar out there
We'll
that
put
you
it
would
on
like
the
us
list.
to try. And we'll try and fit it. Let's say it's a CAO, it's the flathead, whatever, V560 or 556.
Yeah. Hit the bell notification. Make sure you get notifications for our future uploads. Hit the subscribe button. Follow the Instagram. The links are in the YouTube bio.
Yep.
And I don't really have anything else to add.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Smoke on.
Smoke on.